Last summer, a TSA officer pulled me aside and started a 15-minute search of my carry-on. It wasn't a weapon. It wasn't anything illegal. It was an 8-ounce bottle of prescription liquid medication I never declared before my bag hit the belt. One sentence at the bin would have cleared it in seconds. And in 2026, with 3D CT scanners now rolling out across hundreds of U.S. airports, sloppy packing gets flagged faster than ever. The rules haven't gotten harder. The machines have gotten sharper. One quick boundary before we start. This guide covers U.S. departures only. Foreign customs is a different animal, and we cover that in number 12. Let's get into it. Number 1. Nothing about the rules changed in 2026. Everything about the machines did. Before we get into a single packing tip, you need to understand what actually shifted in 2026, because every other point in this video flows from this one idea. Here it is straight. TSA has not added a single new medication rule this year. Zero. No new bans, no new limits, no new paperwork. The pills you've carried for years are still legal. The liquids are still allowed. The injectable pens are still fine. What changed is the technology watching your bag. According to TSA's own announcements, the agency has now rolled out more than 675 computed tomography scanners across over 218 U.S. airports, with a fresh $781 million contract, adding hundreds more this year. These aren't the flat 2D X-rays you remember. They are 3D machines that spin your bag around on an officer's screen and use AI to flag anything that looks off. A loose handful of pills used to be invisible on the old scanners. Now it shows up as a bright cluster. An undeclared liquid bottle used to slip through. Now it lights up on screen. So when I say crackdown, I don't mean new rules. I mean new consequences for old packing habits. The rules didn't get harder. The machines got smarter. Pack accordingly. Number 2. The 311 liquid exemption. Most travelers still get wrong. This is the single most misunderstood rule in air travel, and getting it wrong costs people their medication at the checkpoint every single day. You already know the standard 311 rule. Every liquid, gel, cream, or aerosol in your carry-on has to be in a container of 3.4 ounces or smaller, all fitting inside one quart-sized bag. That applies to shampoo, toothpaste, sunscreen, and perfume. But per TSA.gov, medically necessary liquids are completely exempt from that rule. Prescription liquid medications, insulin, eye drops, contact lens saline, liquid antibiotics, prescription creams, liquid nutrition, and medically necessary gels are all allowed in reasonable quantities. They do not have to be 3.4 ounces or smaller, and per TSA, passengers don't even need to place medically required liquids in a zip-top bag. Here's where people get flagged. You have to declare them. Before your bag goes onto the belt, pull your medical liquids out, place them in their own bin, and tell the officer the exact words. I have medically necessary liquids. That one sentence transforms the entire interaction. Per TSA, these liquids are subject to additional screening that may include being asked to open the container, but the inspection takes seconds instead of minutes. Travelers who try to sneak an oversized medical liquid through without declaring it almost always get pulled because the CT scanner spots it instantly, and now the officer is wondering why you didn't say anything. Number 3. The GLP-1 boom has its own rules. This category barely existed as a major travel concern 5 years ago, and now it's one of the most common medication questions TSA officers get every single day. GLP-1 medications, Ozempic, Wegovy, Zepbound, Mounjaro, and Saxenda have exploded in popularity for diabetes and weight management, which means millions more travelers are flying with injectable pens, syringes, and cooling cases. Per TSA. Gov, all of these are allowed in your carry-on, along with needles, alcohol swabs, and a small sharps container. TSA does not require a doctor's note for domestic flights, though a visible prescription label speeds things up. The critical point: never pack these in checked luggage. Per Novo Nordisk's official storage guidance and FDA-approved prescribing information, Ozempic, Wegovy, and Saxenda must not be frozen, and any pen that has been frozen must be discarded, even if it thaws and looks fine. Eli Lilly publishes the same warning for Mounjaro and Zepbound. Cargo holds routinely drop below freezing at altitude, which can ruin $1,000 of medication in a single flight. On scanners, TSA's CT and X-ray equipment has no published warning against GLP-1 pens, so the pen itself is fine in the bin. If your dosing day falls during travel, check your prescribing information. For Ozempic and Wegovy, Novo Nordisk allows a missed dose within 5 days, after which you skip and resume your schedule. Number 4. Gel ice packs get special treatment. For anyone traveling with insulin, GLP-1 injections, biologics, or any cold chain medication, this point is going to save you real money and real stress. The standard rule, per TSA, is that ice packs and gel packs in a carry-on must be frozen solid at the checkpoint, or they are treated as a liquid subject to 311. That applies to the gel pack for your sandwich or the freezer pack in your lunchbox. But TSA's official guidance for medically necessary items makes a specific exception. Gel packs and ice packs used to cool medically necessary medication are exempt from 311 and are allowed in reasonable quantities, declared at the checkpoint, even if they are partially melted, slushy, or fully liquid. That means if your flight gets delayed and your gel pack thaws in the terminal, you don't have to throw it away. Now here's the smart move in 2026, even though the exemption exists. A rock-solid frozen pack reads as a single uniform shape on the CT scanner and clears almost instantly, while a partially thawed pack reads as a confusing mixed-density mass and is more likely to trigger a manual inspection that adds minutes to your screening. So freeze them solid the night before your flight, pack them inside your insulated medication case, and declare them along with your medical liquids the moment you reach the bin. Number 5. Pill bottles versus pill organizers. This is the question I get more than any other, so let me settle it once and for all with the actual rule, not the internet rumors. Per TSA.gov, TSA does not require passengers to pack medicine in prescription bottles for domestic flights inside the United States. You are completely allowed to use a daily pill organizer, a weekly pill box, a small zip-top bag, or any other container you find convenient. That is the federal rule, and it has not changed in 2026. But TSA itself notes that certain state laws govern the labeling of prescription medicine, and travelers must comply with those laws. On top of that, the new CT scanners are far more likely to flag a dense cluster of unlabeled tablets than a clearly labeled bottle. So here's the practical playbook that works in every airport. For controlled substances, anything like Adderall, Vyvanse, Xanax, Ambien, or opioid painkillers, always keep them in the original pharmacy bottle showing your name, the prescribing doctor, and the medication name. The state law risk and any international connection make this non-negotiable. For everything else, daily blood pressure pills, cholesterol medication, vitamins, supplements, allergy medication, a clear pill organizer is completely fine. If you want extra protection, clip a printed copy of your prescription label to the organizer. That single piece of paper turns any officer question into a 5-second exchange. Number 6. Controlled substances need extra documentation. Some medications carry a higher level of scrutiny at every checkpoint in the world, and you need to know which ones, because the consequences of getting this wrong are far more serious than a delayed flight. Per the DEA, controlled substances are scheduled from Schedule 1 through Schedule 5 based on abuse potential and accepted medical use. The medications most travelers carry in this category include Adderall, Vyvanse, Ritalin, and Concerta for ADHD, Xanax, Klonopin, Ativan, and Valium for anxiety, Ambien and Lunesta for sleep, and opioid painkillers including hydrocodone, oxycodone, codeine, and tramadol. If you're carrying any of these, the 2026 packing checklist is non-negotiable. Keep the medication in its original pharmacy bottle with your name clearly visible. Carry a printed copy of your prescription, not just a phone photo. Paper works when your phone dies. Get a physician's letter on official letterhead stating your diagnosis, the medication, the dosage, and that it is medically necessary. Make sure the name on your prescription matches your real ID or passport exactly. Why so much documentation? Per TSA, none of this is required for domestic screening, but state laws, airline policies, and foreign customs officers do ask for it. That single sheet from your doctor takes 10 minutes to obtain and is the cheapest insurance in all of travel. Number 7. Temperature-sensitive biologics and why they're the real 2026 story. The fastest growing category of medication travelers are flying with isn't a pill at all. It's biologic injectables, and almost nobody is packing them correctly in 2026. Biologics are complex protein-based medications that must be kept refrigerated to stay effective, and the list of common ones has exploded in recent years. Humira and Enbrel for rheumatoid arthritis and psoriasis, Dupixent for severe eczema and asthma, Cosentyx, Skyrizi, and Stelara for autoimmune conditions, fertility medications like Gonal-F, Menopur, and Filistim, plus every GLP-1 we've already discussed. Per each manufacturer's prescribing information, these medications require refrigeration before first use and have specific upper temperature limits. Humira's range is 36 degrees to 46 degrees before use with a limited room temperature window after first use, while Ozempic tolerates up to 86 degrees after first use. There is no universal number, so always check your own product's leaflet. Here's the packing protocol that protects every dollar. Always carry them in a medical-grade insulated case with frozen gel packs alongside the medication, but never letting the gel pack touch the medication directly. A single layer of cloth or foam between them prevents freezing damage. Never pack biologics in checked luggage, because the cargo hold can hit freezing temperatures at altitude. At the checkpoint, pull the insulated case out, place it in its own bin, and declare it as medically necessary. Number 8. Medical devices and the 3-machine decision tree. If you travel with any medical device attached to your body or packed in your carry-on, this is the single most important point in this entire video, because the new screening technology in 2026 interacts with medical devices in ways that can permanently damage them if you don't know the rules. There are 3 screening machines at every checkpoint, and each treats devices differently. The walk-through metal detector is generally compatible with most external devices. Per Medtronic, Dexcom, and Tandem, insulin pumps and CGMs can pass through without harm, though some travelers with pacemakers prefer a pat-down out of caution. The full-body advanced imaging technology scanner uses millimeter wave technology, and per Medtronic's guidance, pumps and CGMs should not go through it. If you do, remove the device first. The carry-on X-ray and CT scanner should not be used for insulin pumps, CGMs, or spare devices, and biologics travel best in their insulated case. Per TSA, you can request alternative screening, a pat-down and visual inspection, for any scenario, free. Here's the playbook. Tell the officer in plain words what you have. I have a pacemaker. I have an insulin pump. I have a CGM. Request a pat-down for internal devices and external pumps. For CPAPs and nebulizers, pull them out and place them in their own bin. Number 9. What to do when your cooling case window expires. Flight delays in 2025 and 2026 have hit elevated levels, and that creates a problem nobody talks about until it happens to them. Most insulated medication travel cases are rated by the manufacturer for a specific number of hours of safe cooling. Check your case's documentation for its actual window. When a 3-hour delay turns into 8 hours, turns into an overnight cancellation, your cooling window can expire while you're still stuck in the terminal. Here's the rescue playbook that almost no traveler knows, and it can save you $1,000 of medication and a real medical emergency. First, airport food vendors and quick-service restaurants will usually give you a cup of ice if you explain it's for medication. Never assume, always ask. Second, ask at any airline customer service desk or club lounge if they can refreeze your gel packs. Many will accommodate documented medical requests, even for non-members, though there is no guaranteed published policy. Third, evaporative cooling wallets. The Frio brand is the most widely used. Activate by soaking in tap water and require no refrigeration, with cooling duration varying by product, so verify the hour rating on the manufacturer's current product page before relying on it. They fold flat in a personal item as backup. Fourth, if your delay stretches beyond your safe window, contact your airline's customer service desk. Every major U.S. airline has documented medical needs protocols that can sometimes accommodate rebooking. Number 10. Sharps containers and used needle disposal on the road. With millions more travelers now flying with insulin pens, GLP-1 injections, biologics, and fertility medications, used needle disposal during travel has become one of the most overlooked problems in air travel, and getting it wrong creates real legal and health risks. Loose used needles in your hotel trash or airport restroom are a biohazard, and in many states it's actually illegal to dispose of sharps in regular waste. Here's exactly how to handle every needle from the moment you leave home until the moment you return. Per TSA.gov, sharps disposal containers and used syringes are allowed in carry-on bags, provided the container is sealed, the needles are spent, and the syringes are accompanied by the injectable medication they're used for. BD makes the most widely sold travel-sized sharps containers, and many telehealth pharmacies now include small travel sharps pouches with GLP-1 shipments. A few notes on disposal away from home. Hotel housekeeping policies vary widely, and the safe assumption is that no hotel is required to accept needle waste from a guest's trash, so do not leave them behind. Many, though not all, major U.S. airports have biohazard sharps boxes in some restrooms, so confirm before relying on it. At your destination, hospitals, urgent care clinics, and many independent pharmacies will often accept full sharps containers at no charge. For international trips, FDA-cleared mailback services let you ship sealed containers home from anywhere. Number 11. The personal item bag strategy. Where you physically pack your medications matters more in 2026 than at any point in air travel history, and the reason has nothing to do with TSA. It has everything to do with the airlines themselves. Gate checking of rolling carry-ons has become routine on full flights as airlines run out of overhead bin space, especially in basic economy boarding groups. Agents will ask, and sometimes require, that your rolling carry-on be checked at the gate and reunited with you at baggage claim. That's a problem, because once your bag is gate checked, you have zero access to it for the entire flight, plus the time it takes to reach baggage claim. For a healthy traveler, that's an inconvenience. For someone managing diabetes, severe allergies, heart conditions, or any medication where missing a dose has real consequences, it can be a genuine medical emergency. The solution is simple and absolute. Pack all of your medications, every single one, in your personal item bag, the smaller backpack, tote, or purse that fits underneath the seat in front of you. Airlines almost never gate check personal items, and a personal item is guaranteed to stay with you for every minute of the flight. Inside that personal item, organize all medications into a single clear zip-top pouch you can pull out and place in a screening bin in one motion. One clear pouch in one personal item bag, accessible from boarding until you reach your hotel. Number 12. International travel and the foreign customs trap. TSA can clear your medication through the U.S. checkpoint without any issue, and then you can land at your international destination and be detained at customs for the exact same medication. This is the single biggest risk in international medication travel, and TSA has no power to help you once you've left American soil. A few country-specific notes, all verified against official sources. Per Japan's Ministry of Health, Labor and Welfare and the U.S. Embassy in Tokyo, amphetamine-based medications including Adderall are completely prohibited under Japan's Stimulants Control Act and cannot be imported even with a valid U.S. prescription, with serious penalties for non-compliance. Methylphenidate medications like Ritalin and Concerta, plus lisdexamfetamine, Vyvanse, are not outright banned, but require an import certificate, now called the Yunyu Kakunin-sho, formerly the Yakan Shomei. Per the U.S. State Department, the UAE, Saudi Arabia, and Singapore have strict rules on stimulants, narcotics, and certain sleep medications, and require pre-approval in many cases. Mexico restricts pseudoephedrine, the active ingredient in Sudafed. Before any international trip, check 3 official sources: the destination country's Ministry of Health website, travel.state.gov, and incb.org. Carry a physician's letter on letterhead and original prescription bottles for every single international trip, without exception. Number 13. The 4 official resources that replace internet rumors. The internet is overflowing with outdated, inaccurate, and contradictory information about flying with medications, and every year travelers get burned by following a Reddit post or Facebook comment that was wrong from the start. There are exactly 4 official resources you actually need, and every one is free. The first is TSA's What Can I Bring tool at tsa.gov. Type in any item, whether it's Ozempic, insulin, EpiPen, syringe, or gel pack, and the official answer comes back instantly, maintained by TSA itself. If it's not on that tool, it's not the rule. The second is TSA Cares, the dedicated helpline for travelers with medical conditions, disabilities, or anyone who simply wants extra assistance through security. Per TSA.gov, the number is 855-787-2227, with weekday hours of 8 a.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern, and weekend and holiday hours of 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern. Call at least 72 hours before your flight, and TSA can arrange a passenger support specialist to meet you at the checkpoint and guide you through screening. Per TSA, the service is free and you don't need a diagnosed condition to use it. Being nervous about flying with medication is a valid reason to call. The third is the U.S. State Department at travel.state.gov, which maintains current country-by-country medication import rules. The fourth is the International Narcotics Control Board at incb.org, the global authority on controlled medications. Number 14. The 1-week pre-flight medication checklist. Everything we've covered in this video comes together in a single checklist you can run through exactly 1 week before every flight, and once you build the habit, it takes about 15 minutes total. 7 days before departure, audit every medication you're going to carry and refill any that won't cover your full trip, plus several extra days of buffer, because travel delays happen and being stuck without medication is a situation you never want. 6 days before departure, photograph every prescription bottle, doctor's letter, and insurance card, and store the photos on your phone and a cloud backup like Google Drive or iCloud, so if your bag is lost, those photos let any pharmacy replace your medication. 5 days out, request a physician's letter on official letterhead for every controlled substance and every injectable you're carrying. 4 days out, confirm the name on every prescription matches your real ID or passport exactly. And for international trips, cross-check destination rules at travel.state.gov and incb.org. 3 days out, if you need special assistance through security, call TSA Cares at 855-787-2227 and arrange a passenger support specialist. 2 days out, freeze your gel packs solid. The night before, pack every medication into a clear zip-top pouch inside your personal item bag. Never your carry-on suitcase, never checked luggage. Morning of your flight, run through the pouch one final time, arrive with extra time, and declare your medical liquids before your bag touches the belt. Done. Bonus: the TSA pre-check misconception. One last pro tip that catches even experienced travelers. A lot of pre-check members assume their status makes them exempt from the liquids out, declare medications rule. It doesn't. Per TSA, pre-check lets you keep your shoes, belt, and light jacket on, and leave laptops and standard 311 liquids in your bag. But medically necessary liquids over 3.4 ounces are a separate category that still must be declared at every checkpoint, pre-check or not. On top of that, the lane configuration at CT-equipped checkpoints often dictates the protocol regardless of your status, meaning a pre-check officer at a CT lane can still pull your bag for secondary inspection if undeclared medical liquids show up on the 3D image. The play is the same in every lane. Pull your medical liquids out, place them in their own bin, and say, "I have medically necessary liquids," before your bag touches the belt. Pre-check speeds up the rest of your screening. It does not speed up undeclared medication. And there it is, the complete 2026 guide to flying with medications through a TSA checkpoint that has more technology, more sensitivity, and more ways to flag a bag than at any point in aviation history. Remember the single idea that ties this entire video together. The rules have not gotten harder. The machines have gotten smarter. And once you pack with the new scanners in mind, clear pouch, original bottles for controlled substances, gel packs frozen solid, liquids declared out loud, everything in your personal item bag, you will breeze through every checkpoint, while the travelers who haven't watched this video are still standing at the secondary inspection table. Before you go, do me one quick favor. Share this video with anyone in your life who travels with medication, a parent, a friend, a coworker managing a chronic condition. One quick watch could save them a flagged bag, a missed dose, or a real medical emergency on their very next trip. Safe travels.